hello everyone, and welcome once again to a brand new episode of Extraordinary Talks. Today, I am so excited to be here because I have a candidate who is currently competing in Binibining Pilipinas that I'm so excited to talk to her. She is not only one of the candidates that I know that you guys love and really appreciate, but also she is one that has a very interesting background, a lot of pageant experience as well. So I'm really excited about the conversation that we're going to have today as we get to know Chelsea Fernandez, of course. So I just hope that you guys find some sort of value in this conversation, that also it allows you to get to know Chelsea much better as well. And hopefully that will translate into support for her Binibining Pilipinas journey. So, you guys, as usual, I don't want to keep you waiting for too long. I'm just going to bring Chelsea, but right after the intro. All right, everyone, please give it up for Chelsea Fernandez.
Hi,
Hello, how are you doing?
good morning. I am saying morning because it is morning now here in the Philippines. So first of all, I
Yes.
would like to greet all of our Filipino fans that are watching right now. Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. And of course, to all my fellow Waninons who are also watching right now, maupay nga adlaw. It means good day in Waray dialect. So first of all, before we start, I would like to reintroduce myself. I am Chelsea Fernandez, 23 years old, and I'm representing the home of the happiest people in the world, city of Tacloban. It is also the gateway to Eastern Visayas, and it is one of the cities in Region 8, Philippines.
Oh,
Love the
I
energy
just
this
love
morning.
that. I love your energy so much, Chelsea. You know, it's already 11:20 p.m. here, and I'm just feeding off your energy. So refreshing.
Even though I am sorry.
No. It's all good. So, you guys, by the way, because the people might be wondering, we were trying to go live for a few minutes now, but we were having some technical issues. But you know what? What really matters is that here we are. We made it.
Yeah, we made it.
So, yes. So, Chelsea, before we get into the interview, any specific questions, can you tell us how are you doing? What is your state of mind right now that the competition has officially started?
Well, to be honest, it is really great. It has been 2 months since we started our Binibining Pilipinas activities. And I could really say that this pageant is indeed the most prestigious pageant in the country. And you know what? I'm just grateful that I am now part of this historical event, this
Mhm.
historical pageant. And I'm just hoping, I'm crossing my fingers right now, literally, that I could give a legacy within the organization. And you know what? Frankly, I'm quite overwhelmed with our daily activities because I
Yes.
was used to join pageants back in 2019. So now that I am back in the pageantry, I'm quite overwhelmed. But I'm not complaining. I'm just explaining myself. But I'm just enjoying every bit of it, every moment with my Binibini sisters, because for sure, if this pageant will end, for sure we will miss each other. So
Of
again, I'm
course.
just enjoying every moment, every activities. Actually, yesterday we watched a volleyball game, and the players were from China and Canada. They're in Canada right
Oh,
Yes,
yes.
I won. It was my first ever volleyball game. So I'm just enjoying every moment.
Oh my God. I just love that for you. You know, the fact that you're getting to enjoy each moment for the pageant. Because as you said, you know, it's a very specific and a very special moment that you get to share with the other girls. And also let's not forget that it's also, you know, compared to, for example, the experience that people had last year in the pageant when it was in the middle of the pandemic or even 2020. I feel like you girls are really getting to experience like the real deal when it comes to Binibining Pilipinas. So we are so
Yeah.
excited for you.
Yeah, I would also like to share that I was used to join virtual pageant as well, the new normal pageant way back in
Yes.
20.
Absolutely. She's ready for whatever you put in her way. Chelsea can do it all. All right. So, I just want to say to our viewers who are watching us right now, because some of us, we were like spreading links for the previous live stream. So, if you guys want to share this live stream with your friends, family, and whoever wants to support Chelsea during her journey, please go ahead and do that because the previous link didn't work. So, we're going to continue with this one. But going back to Chelsea, I actually, as I was preparing for this interview, with my friend Salvatore, who was also helping me do some of the research. Um, I was honestly, and I'm not even exaggerating, I was very impressed with your resume. All right, so I'm just gonna go through some of the titles. So you are a former Miss Bikini Philippines, Reina and Aliwan 2018, Miss Philippines Water 2019, and Miss Gandang Countessera 2020. Did I get them all?
Yes, that's
Oh
right.
my God. Chelsea, how do you manage to do it all and successfully?
Well, first of all, I really started joining pageant since 2015, and I was just 15 years old that time. And Miss Karen Laurie, you know her, right?
Yes,
Um,
of course.
Tito Boy Abunda was the one who gave him the question for
Yeah.
Binibining Pilipinas. And I'm just so grateful because my first ever crown way back in 2015, the host was Mr. Boy Abunda.
Oh.
And my lucky charm because that was my first ever crown. So he was really my lucky charm that year. Yeah, so then my first ever pageant was Miss Tina Pintados. And
Mhm.
then right after that, I joined Miss Tacloban 2017. And I got to represent Tacloban City and Reina ng Aliwan in 2018. So it is also a national pageant here in the Philippines that focuses more on different festivals of our country. And the next year, I plan to join Miss Philippines Earth and I got the title Miss Philippines Earth Water. And after that, I also joined a virtual pageant, which I mentioned earlier, the Miss GC Quest. And the next year, again, I joined another virtual pageant, the Miss Bikini Philippines. Yes.
Oh my
So, you know,
God.
it really
Wow. That's
became my passion because I really started at a very young age.
yes, of course. I mean, it's very interesting because I don't think I have ever had a conversation with a beauty queen who has joined so many pageants, but also back to back, because did you ever have like a year where you took like a year off or some time off, or was it really one pageant per year at least?
No, when I started 2015, every year I have really a goal, and that is to join pageants. Yes.
Wow.
During the pandemic, I got to rest for a year because there was no live pageant. But
Yeah.
then after a year again, I joined a virtual pageant.
Wow. Very impressive.
Thank you.
So
And
let
I
me ask you, Chelsea, where
word.
does the oh, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I wanted to ask you, where does the love for pageantry come from? Is this something that is within your family or like your close circle? Where did it come from?
Well, since I was a kid, I love to join pageant because I see it on television, right?
Yeah.
So I was really inspired and motivated to join pageants because I really wanted to represent my city, which is at Tacloban. And now I am here. I'm dreaming, and it is now becoming a reality. And
Absolutely.
I actually have here my
Oh,
sash with me.
oh, I love it. You
You
must
know
be
what?
so excited. Oh my God.
I've been representing Tacloban City for how many years now in different local pageant and national pageant. And I think this year is the right year that I can already represent Philippines on an international stage. I'm really, really hoping.
Yes, we're crossing fingers for you. of course, manifesting it. So I think that the first thing that comes to mind, because with your experience, with your background, and especially with your love for pageantry, one thing is just competing in a pageant because of, what you get out of it, but another thing is like loving, you know, living through that experience. Out of all of the national pageants that you could have decided to enroll for or really try to compete, why be Binibining Pilipinas in particular?
Well, that's actually a good question. As what I've mentioned earlier, Binibining Pilipinas is one of the most prestigious pageant in the country. It has been in the industry for almost 57 years. I'm not really sure, 57 or 58. And their legacy has been in the Philippines for so long now. And I think this platform is really the right platform for me to spread and share my advocacy. And I think this is also the right time to share my advocacy to all of you.
Yes, absolutely. I think that, I mean, knowing Binibining Pilipinas and some of the girls that have competed previously, I know that this will give you a huge platform, which will allow you to reach a lot of different people. And of course, you will be able to spread awareness about your advocacy. I actually have a few questions about your advocacy, but I'm going to keep it for later during the interview.
Okay,
But I'm really
sure.
excited to
Me
to find
too.
out more about that.
To share with it to all of you.
Oh, we love that. A queen with a commitment and heart, of course. So, okay, let me double check. Okay, so because you have this background, right, in pageantry, you come already with a lot of experience and a lot to offer. Do you feel that you have pressure on your shoulders to excel during the pageant or to even get one of the titles at the end of the competition?
Well, there's always the pressure, but you know what? I'm just enjoying the pageant and
Hmm.
I'm actually excited to share this moment with all of you. And my my advantage in this competition is definitely my experiences in life and in pageantry as well. And I could really make it this year because we all know what happened to me way back in 2019. A lot of people were actually rooting for me. They were all cheering for me to get the Miss Philippines Earth crown, but then I failed them and I failed myself. And I really made a promise to myself that if I want to join another pageant, I would really give all my best, try my best to get another national pageant. So I think my A, B, and C, these three letters would really make me a winner. So first one is definitely my advocacy because,
Yeah.
joining a pageant nowadays is not just for entertainment. This is also a good platform where you can spread and share your advocacy. Second is definitely beauty and brains because for sure you are a spokesperson and you really know how to stand, you really know your facts, your research, because you are the voice for the voiceless people. And I'm just so grateful because I was able to help those people who are least lost and last in our society. And third one is that I am confident enough. I think if
Yes.
you have your advocacy, you have your wittiness and beautiful face. If you are not confident, then I think you cannot really make it in
Mm,
pageantry.
I agree. I agree with you. I mean, I feel like you summarized it perfectly. And on top of that, you have also the personality and the charisma that comes with that,
Oh,
because I feel like a very important thing for a beauty queen is to be relatable, to be likable. That's how you become a role model, when people like you, when people can relate to you, they want to adapt some of the things that you preach, some of the things that you bring awareness to, and the things that you showcase through your platform, that they will adapt it into their own life. um, so I love that. Thank you so much for sharing. So in terms of the competition so far, um, you have already been excelling during Binibining Pilipinas because you recently won Miss Ever Bilena, which is one of the sponsor awards. Yes. I mean, how do you feel about this? Were you expecting to get one of these, special awards, special titles? What was your first reaction to all of that?
Well, frankly speaking, I really didn't expect that I got the Miss Ever Belene Award. I mean, a lot of Binibinis were expecting me to get the award, but myself, I really didn't expect it. I'm just so happy because the Ever Belene staff and the owners saw my potential on the
Mhm.
Miss Ever Belene Beauty Tour.
Absolutely. I mean, that's already a very good start for the competition. I mean, I don't want to put any pressure out there, but one thing that I noticed, I cover a lot of pageants here on the channel, and when the girls start getting like special awards and this type of recognitions, usually it means that the sponsors see a lot of potential, and
Yeah.
usually that's something that the organization as well is looking after. So you're in a good path, I guess.
Thank you.
So
But you
just
know
keep it
what?
up.
That award is an inspiration to me to do better and be better in Miss Binibini and Binibining Pilipinas competition.
Oh, I love that, and that's definitely the mindset to have. um Another very interesting thing about you, Chelsea, and this is like the interview of first times for me. First time that I get to talk to a queen that has so much experience, but also first time that I get to talk to a queen who also has some experience as being a national director, right?
Wow,
So please,
yes, it's true.
please, can you tell us a little bit about that aspect of your life as well?
Well, because I won the Miss Bikini Philippines title, the Pro Media Company, it's an event company that produces a lot of pageants like Miss Bikini Philippines and Miss Fit Philippines. So, because I was the winner of Miss Bikini Philippines 2020, one of my responsibilities and duties is to be the national director of its sister pageant, which is the Miss Fit Philippines. And you know what? As what I have said earlier, I'm just so grateful for all the opportunities and blessings that pro media is giving me. And because of that, I also became mature. I've learned a lot from that experience, and because of that, I was able to connect more to a lot of people. And now I think it is also my advantage because aside from being a pageant contessera here in the Philippines, I became a national director. I became a leader for this young women who wants to also spread their advocacy.
Absolutely. Wow. That's so interesting because, usually I feel like most girls are used to being like in front of the camera. Let's
Yeah,
call it like that, in a way. They're used to being like in the role of a beauty queen, interacting with the audience, performing. But then you also get to see the behind the scenes. So
true.
what do you say is something that you have learned, from that experience of being a national director, and that you plan to incorporate during your pageant journey now for Binibining Pilipinas?
Well, I actually learned the objective of fairness because, I became a national director and I really saw these girls backstage. I saw their vulnerability, their true colors, their experiences and their stories and their life. I heard it. And because of that, I really saw that, pageantry is not really easy. It's really a
Mhm.
difficult thing, to be honest.
Absolutely. It takes a lot of work. And I feel like, the average viewer doesn't realize sometimes, all of the time, effort, finance, planning,
True.
sleepless night that goes into pageants. So uh, we appreciate everything that you do in front and behind the cameras as well. Just wanted to say that.
Well,
So,
the thing
uh,
that I realize the fairness or the objective of fairness because the national director and sometimes you're just a human and you also have your own bets and the
mm,
competition, right?
of course.
But you really have to be fair when it comes to judging them.
Yes, of course. I mean, it all involves like the dreams of the girls, and They have
True.
worked so hard, so it's important to always respect that, both for the girls and also for the credibility of the pageant. So important. So here, this is kind of a tradition at this point on the channel when it comes to the interviews. I'm a very visual person. I like to watch images and analyze. So I'm gonna show you a photo. Actually, it's a collage of a few photos of you over the years with different titles, and I want you to tell me how have you evolved over time? How have you changed as a woman,
Whoa, oh
as a contestant?
my oh my God.
Can
I
you
don't
believe it?
have any crown yet. But I'm hoping this
Yet.
year. Wow. Okay. So first photo in the left or in the right? I'm not sure, but the first photo, I was Reyna Nangaliwan in 2018, and I was just 18 years old that time. And the only thing that was in my mind is just, yay, finally I got my first ever national crown because that was my first ever national pageant. And the next year, it is the Miss Gandang Contercera Quest or Miss GC Quest. And because of
Yeah.
that pageant piece, I finally found my purpose and my mission in life. But later, I will tell you about that.
Yes.
Okay, and the next one is Miss Water Philippines, of course, my national pageant. I got the Miss
Mhm,
Water Philippines title. And my advocacy during that time was about mangroves reforestation.
mhm.
The next one
Amazing.
is Miss Bikini Philippines in 2020. Because of that pageant, I became the national director of Miss Fit Philippines. And the next photo, of course, our first official photo in Binibining Pilipinas.
Oh, without a crown just yet, but it's
Without,
coming.
yeah.
It's a work in progress. Amazing. Well, thank you so much for sharing some of the insights and stories behind those titles. I wanted to ask you, something that I think is very interesting, especially nowadays, we talk a lot about mental health and taking care of yourself, and a lot of beauty queens, they voice their concerns that sometimes pageants can be very challenging mentally, but you seem to really enjoy it. You seem to really have found the right balance, to perform well, but then also to not let it affect you on a personal level. What would you say is like your biggest self-care secret or anything like that in order to protect yourself when you're competing in a pageant?
Well, I am a positive person. I really think a lot of optimistic things, and I'm really optimistic. And you know what? Sometimes we really have, different things when it comes to handling criticism or bullying. And I really do not tolerate any kind of bullying, may it be, virtually or online bullying. And yeah, I think sometimes the only thing that I do is to read criticism because I believe that they are part of my personal development, and I really want to um make that things really positive because that's what I have said. They're part of my personal development, and that's it. I think I hope that people would realize that we are also humans and sometimes we
Of
are
course.
being affected by those hurtful words that they are being thrown at us.
Absolutely. I agree with you 100%. And I mean, I don't know if this is a fair question, but I'm kind of curious. Um, if I gave you an option, okay? If I ask you, you have to only pick one.
Only pick
Would you
one.
prefer be a beauty queen or a national director? Which role do you enjoy the
Wow,
most?
it's actually a hard question because being an ND is also a hard job, and same with being a beauty queen. But I would definitely be a beauty queen
Oh, wow.
because with being a beauty queen, I could definitely touch a lot of lives. I
Mhm.
could help a lot of people who are really in need in our community.
Absolutely. And well, I think that this is the perfect, transition, actually talking about community and helping others. I would like for you to tell us a little bit more about your advocacy and what is it that you expect your hopes to do with the platform that you will be given during Binibining Pilipinas.
Okay, so yeah, that's my first time to share with all of you my advocacy. So way back in 2020, I was able to volunteer in DIWA. It is a small organization here in the Philippines that aims to provide a good avenue to all the hardworking Filipinos, especially the jeepney drivers. Jeepney is a
Mhm.
public transportation here in the Philippines, and the jeepney drivers who have lost their livelihood during the pandemic. And I and my team thought about why not put it in the next level. So now I named my advocacy as Chelsea Cares. I actually
Oh,
have visuals here. You know what?
oh,
I'm really prepared, Louis.
I love.
So, yes, I named it as Chelsea Cares. So each letter has its own meaning. So let's start with letter C.
Oh my
Okay, so
God.
it
Okay.
means to create a documentation on the stories and experiences of the communities across the world. So if you would ask me, why documentation? Why documenting people? Because I
Mhm.
am a mass communication major and broadcasting graduate. And I thought of why not put my passion into my passion. Like my passion
Oh,
is really documenting people since I was in high school. And my new passion now is joining pageantry, right? So it's
yeah.
really a combination of passion and another passion. So
Get the best of
next,
both worlds.
right? The next letter is A. It means amplify awareness and actions towards first, equality, second, inclusivity, and third, definitely empowerment among communities across the world. As what I've mentioned earlier, we beauty queens are spokesperson and we are the voice for the voiceless. So that's it. Okay, the third letter is R, and
Oh,
it
okay.
reach out to the communities focused on children and youth to address their needs, contributing to the attainment of the UN Sustainable Development Goals in 2030. We all know that the UN is now partnering with this international organization, and I think
Mhm.
it's really perfect, right? My advocacy can really relate to a lot of people. Okay, the next letter. Wow, love it. I feel like I'm really a teacher now. E. It means establish sustained partnerships with the local, national, and even international government and non-government organization. So as what I've mentioned earlier, I have partnered with DIWA in
Mhm.
2020. And I'm hoping that someday I could, top up a lot of non-government organizations. So you guys, if you know something, please don't be hesitated to message me. I really want to partner to different organizations. And the last
Absolutely.
letter is S, my favorite. This one means to serve as a spokesperson and advocate for families and children and the youth to ensure their security, connection, and belonging. So that's my advocacy.
Oh my God. You know what? I don't even know where to begin to kind of digest all of this. I'm gonna tell you, I mean, like I have interviewed on the channel so many different like beauty queens from the Philippines, from abroad. I don't think I have ever, and please for the people like watching us live as well in the live chat, I don't think I have ever seen someone who is like so passionate and so prepared at the same time. This is definitely a first time. So first of all, I would like to say I think that your advocacy is definitely so important. But I think that most importantly, I also commend you for really putting it in a way that is very informative, but also in a way that is so accessible. I think that just a few moments ago you said, I feel like a teacher right now, but sometimes that's what people need. They need us to make the information accessible and easy for them to understand, and to know how they can also help with the advocacy, how they can get involved. So honestly, I'm just in love with the way that you introduced all of that.
Thank you, Luis. You're so sweet and kind. Thank you so much.
Sure. Of course, of course. How did this passion for you, like, how did this interest for this particular advocacy start? What was the beginning of it all?
Well, we all know that pandemic happened in 2020, and because of that, I found my purpose, my real mission in life, and that is to help a lot of people. So I mentioned earlier that I joined Miss GC Quest, and we
Yes.
have to support an organization or charity. And I have a friend. She is Attorney Pat Santos. She was also a former Miss Philippines Earth Queens. And I asked her,
Yes.
what should I do? Because to be honest, I really want to help a lot of people. And she was the one who introduced me to Diwa. So it
Oh, okay.
started really in 2020. And I wanted to continue it to make a difference in our community and our society.
Absolutely. Now, let me ask you, please correct me if I'm wrong, but one of the things that Salvatore and I were talking about when we were preparing for this interview was the fact that you have mentioned that you would like to make a film about this. Like, I said that earlier, so like to document, right? That you like to document people's lives and experiences. So, how would you represent all of that visually?
Well, gladly, I am a mass communication major and broadcasting graduate, so I would definitely get all the knowledge and learnings from the course that I have taken up in college. And I'm just so lucky because my team is actually supportive. I have here with me my mentor for almost 7 years now, and he promised me that he will support me and guide me with what I want.
Oh, you know what? I'm actually just like so happy right now because I was telling you earlier, I'm a visual person. I'm a visual person. I need to show you a photo for this. I'm actually like a communications graduate myself. I'm a film studies graduate as well. So just like seeing the way that you're approaching all of this, I don't know. I just vibe with this. I just love it. Appreciate it. So of course we are sending you, best wishes and best vibes for this project, for this advocacy, and I just
Yeah.
hope that you're able to make it come true and to reach as many people as possible. What do you think will be like the best way to spread awareness about this? Like, would it be like social media? Would it be like in-person activities and events? What will be your approach to it?
Oh, definitely both. You have to be connected personally. And now that a lot of people are really into social media, I think it is also a good way to spread your advocacy because social media nowadays is not just about um being a media, but it is an elevated platform where you can reach
Yeah.
a lot of audience, a lot of viewers and listeners as well.
Yes, of course. Perfect. Thank you so much. Chelsea, I don't want to take too much of your time because I know that you have a busy schedule today, but I feel like I definitely have to ask you. Um, there are different crowns at stake for Binibining Pilipinas. Do you have a preference in terms of the title that you would like to obtain this year?
Louise, what I am wearing, it's a pink
Pink.
dress. But no, kidding aside, I'm really aiming for the Miss International Philippines crown. I think that my personality and characteristics as a person really belongs to this organization. So yes, I'm really
Absolutely.
aiming for Miss International Philippines crown. But you know what? Any crown will do. But if they will give me crown, I would prefer Miss International Philippines.
Well, we're just praying, and sending you all the positive vibes so that your dream comes true. You have definitely put in the work, and I mean, I do see the passion, so that is definitely something that cannot be denied. I would ask you maybe like, do you have a strategy in terms of preparing for specifically like Miss International? Because I feel like Miss International has a very powerful platform, but also, they look for a specific type of girl. So when you prepare, keeping that in mind, how do you prepare in terms of like strategy, styling, etc.?
You know what? One thing that I've realized in pageantry is you really have to sacrifice a lot of things and definitely make some adjustments. So before, my looks would always be fierce, but now we really make it as really simple, young looking and fresh as well. So that is one of our strategy to get Miss International crown. And when it comes to styling as well, I always love to wear pink nowadays and make it just simple and light, and definitely advocacy as well.
Perfect. In terms of preparation for Binibining Pilipinas, without revealing anything, of course, that will give it away, but do you already have selected your designer, your gown, national costumes? Is everything prepared?
Yeah, when it comes to Pasarela training, I'm actually excited to execute my walk because we're having our pre-pageant already next week. Like our first pre-pageant would be talent competition, and the next one is NatCos competition, and the press con or the press presentation. But it doesn't have a name yet. My walk, it doesn't have a name yet.
Ah,
But yes, I actually have a trainer for that, and I am under now with Kagandahang Flores Camp. And when it comes to makeup, I handled it with I gave it to Mommy Drew Gallegos, is actually my makeup artist, and he actually knows everything about my face. And
perfect.
for communication skills, I am with Mr. JM Vivad. So he is
Wow.
my mentor for this.
Well, we're just sending, like the best wishes to your entire team because clearly they are doing an amazing, amazing job. Uh, I mean, honestly, I'm kind of speechless in terms of this interview and just like the way that you have handled, the questions, but just, bringing like so many positive vibes. As I was telling just before I started the interview, it's already almost midnight here, and like I'm a little like my energy is already low, but your energy is so contagious and so refreshing that yes, I feel like I can go and run right now.
Thank you.
Yes, of course. So
So,
Chelsea, usually we take a few questions from the audience, but we are very restricted with the time. So sorry, guys. But today I'm actually gonna ask you if you can address yourself to the viewers, those who are watching us live or might be watching later. What is your message for them, and how can they support you during your journey?
I would like to thank all of you for being so supportive, to all my friends, family, and genuine supporters. I hope you still continue to support me here in my Binibining Pilipinas journey. And please, you can also follow all my social media accounts on Instagram at Chelsea Fernandez, on Facebook at Chelsea Fernandez. And I promise that I will give everything, all my best for this competition to get a crown.
Perfect, amazing. Very last question of the interview, closing statement. Why should you be the next Miss International Philippines?
I
Why?
should be the Miss International Philippines because I have the courage to stand up for what I believe in. I also have, the knowledge to speak up for what is right and just. And definitely, I also have the willpower to use this elevated platform to spread my advocacy, to share it with all of you, and to help a lot of people who are in need.
Oh, that was a mic drop. But let's be honest, the entire interview was a mic drop. You are so, so, so amazing. Honestly, I'm just in awe. We're sending you all of our love, our support, positive energy. Don't forget to have fun with the pageant, and I am sure that you are going to excel. Okay. Uh, Chelsea, I'm not going to keep you for much longer because I know you are on a tight schedule. But thank you for your time, for
You
being
know,
here. It's been an honor.
before we finish, I would just like to share this that when Miss Linnell, my admin, I hope she's watching right now, told me that you wanted to interview me, I immediately said yes. Because you know what? Who am I to refuse you, right? Who am I to refuse
Ah!
this invitation? You are an
Oh,
international vlogger, an international influencer, and knowing that you wanted to know me personally and knowing that you wanted to hear my stories and experiences in life and in pageantry is just so incredible and amazing. So thank you so much for letting me speak on your platform. It really gives me so much energy.
of course.
Thank
It's an
you.
honor to have you here. It's a pleasure, and I'm just so grateful as well. So thank you
Thank
one more
you.
time. Please have a wonderful day. Don't forget to take some rest as well, so important. And we'll be rooting for you. All right?
I actually have
Perfect.
an important meeting this 12 noon.
Yes. All right. And to our viewers, thank you for joining us one more time and for your support. We'll see you soon with more videos. Take care, everyone.
Thank you, love.
Bye.